solved the world. Watch this.
Can I get some water? I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
Usually when something isn't a stunt, you have to say
It's
that.
100% a stunt. When was the last time a president stopped a speech to ask, can I get a glass of water? What? They would never do that. They would have water ready for him. Water on stage.
What's this next story? Why people think Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are getting divorced. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So rumors of potential divorce before Barack and Michelle emerged after Michelle skipped two high-profile events, which is traditionally attended by former presidents and their spouses, and their funeral, former President Jimmy Carter. Michelle's office gave no reasons for her absence, prompting widespread speculation about marital status issues. Social media and tabloids questioned the couple's relationship, with many noting the unusual nature of her missing such significant events. Despite the rumors, there have been no concrete evidence of.
Joe Rogan and Patrick Bet-David didn't just question Obama's legacy, they ran it through a political woodchipper. No scripts, no softballs, just two straight shooters stripping the gloss off one of the most carefully curated images in modern politics. From drone wars to Wall Street love letters, they exposed the man behind the myth. The media built a monument. Rogan and Patrick brought the wrecking ball.
Can I get a glass of water? I'm serious. I'm thirsty. Can I get a glass of water? This is not a prank. You never seen it?
No.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Oh,
it's amazing.
No.
He gets a glass of Flint tap water, and I swear to God, he drinks it like this, like this.
It's so serious that Jimmy Kimmel asked Jennifer Aniston on the show, Is there something going on with you and Barack? I've never seen this. I just ended to Rob, is this really him asking?
Rogan didn't tiptoe in, he stormed in like King Kong, MIC in one hand, protein shake in the other. His mission: take down the Obama myth. Brick by brick, there no prep, there no filters. Just raw instinct, and a serious grudge against performative leadership.
$70 million. Pre-presidency, 1.7. So expensive being at the White House. It was so expensive that our net worth went from 1.3 million to 12.2 million 8 years later. What an expensive lifestyle. And then you go from 12.2 million to $70 million. What do you think the average person that listens to this, do you think they connect to that, Michelle? I'm just curious. You're a very good comedian.
Joe opened with the one question no one dares ask: why is Obama treated like a political Jedi when his track record reads like a BuzzFeed list of broken promises and buzzwords? He could deliver a line, sure, but when it came time to deliver results, all we got were drone strikes and delay tactics, charm meet collateral damage.
Use the volume and go full screen.
What you know now, do you wish you had a third term? You know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony, I'd be fine with that.
We know he wasn't really running the country. Yeah. We used to think he was actually running the country. Now they're like, no, he didn't even see those executive orders. That was all.
Then came the voice, the cadence, the pauses, the slow-motion hope talk that made MSNBC swoon. Rogan mocked the cultish obsession with Obama's delivery. He could say, we must innovate innovation innovatively, and CNN would call it Churchillian. Meanwhile, Americans were left wondering, did he actually say anything?
Proposition, and you're running for 2 years and not earning an income. So all of that was in my mind. How would we manage this? So my fears were came from the fact that I thought he could win. Because maybe way in the back of my mind, I was hoping that maybe he wouldn't, that this would be the last thing he would do. But I knew he had it in him to make this happen.
So, what are you thinking when you're giving this message?
Next came the hypocrisy. Obama, the so-called peace president, handed out drone strikes like Oprah gave out cars. You get a missile. You get a missile. Joe called it political yoga, bending the truth to fit the brand, always flexible enough to dodge accountability, with a Nobel Prize still swinging around his neck.
I think the best people age the hardest. I think Obama was probably like a very idealistic young man.
Oh Lord, what's going on now? Who's hollering? I can't even see it.
Who really wanted to change the world. And that dude aged more than anybody.
I mean, I'm getting old, so I can't hear that well. I can't see.
My favorite part was when Kamala Harris shows up, looks over and sees that Obama and Trump are talking to each other, and she goes like,
Yeah.
Yeah, watch this.
Oh, man.
Look at her face.
Off.
Look how angry she is,
Hello.
dude. Look how angry she is.
Then Joe targeted the brand. Obama didn't run a presidency, he launched a lifestyle. Logo, color scheme, soundtrack. Dude looked like an iPhone release, Rogan joked. Obamacare a glitch-ridden mess. Surveillance. Expanded like a big tech startup that if government transparency were sport, Obama would be undefeated at hide and seek.
Let's do data. Rob, can you type in Obama's net worth in 2007? What was Obama in 2007? 1.2 million, 1.3 million. Okay. So their net worth is, let's write this down. This is pre-White House. Their collective net worth was 1.3 million. Can you go to where their net worth was in 2016 when they're done being presidents? Okay. 2016. So their net worth, as expensive as it was, they went from being 1.3 million to 12.
The economy. Rogan torched the fairy tale. Wall Street threw a party, while Main Street looked like it got mugged in broad daylight. Obama's biggest bailout went to the banks he promised to rein in. Meanwhile, working families got speeches, ones that aged like expired milk.
Because Obama said he was a jackass.
The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing up there? He's a jack.
It's like, oh, really? Well, you.
It was about the Taylor Swift thing.
All this stuff.
That guy's a jack. It wasn't even
Yeah.
that harsh of an incident. He said it privately, and I think somebody heard it. I don't think he said it to be public.
I'm assuming all this stuff. Where's the pool? Come on, guys.
Then Patrick Bet David jumped in. If Rogan was the flamethrower, Patrick was the forensic expert with receipts. He skipped the jokes and brought the documents fast and furious. IRS targeting, unaccountable bureaucracies. His question wasn't how did this happen? It was why does no one care?
Democratic president.
Right.
Great
So
point.
you don't go to that and you don't even comment. First of all, if I'm the Carter family, I feel disrespected. Now, maybe she would have called them and said, look, I don't want to comment on this, but I'm calling you out of respect just to tell you I'm not going to be there for my own reasons. Please understand I can't. I'm so sorry. Da-da-da-da-da. Great. Maybe she made that phone call to the Carter family.
Patrick ripped into the unifier narrative. Hope and change. More like division dressed in poetry, he called out the press for turning every scandal into an IQ test. If you don't understand, it's because you're not smart enough. Translation: shut up and applaud. Obama didn't lead through crises, he narrated around them.
Remember when they gave that speech, when he gave a speech on television? This. And then they it kind of just went away.
It was one of the most beautiful moments in modern American history. People really actually stood up and stopped a war from happening.
Today, I authorize the Armed Forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya in support of an international effort to protect.
Foreign policy. Patrick didn't pull punches. Libya turned into a disaster movie. Syria was all talk and zero follow-through. And ISIS rose while strategy vanished. While the Middle East burned, Obama posed for Vanity Fair and pitched Netflix deals. National debt doubled. Don't worry, he smirked, it's an investment in the future. Patrick fired back, what future? One with a foreclosure sign.
Michelle Obama is slammed for whining about costs in the White House. Okay. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. This is her speaking with, is this the diaries of a CEO, right? So, Rob, if you can play this clip, this is her talking about how expensive it was to live in the White House. Go for it.
It's expensive to live in the White House.
Yeah.
As many people don't know. I mean, much is not covered. You're paying for every bit of food that you eat. You're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel. If you're not traveling with the president, if your kids are coming on a Bright Star, which is the First Lady's plane, we had to pay for their travel to be on the.
Then came the cultural fracture. Patrick tore into the identity politics. Obama helped mainstream every policy failure masked by race. Every critic branded a threat. He wasn't just protected by the media, he was canonized. You didn't disagree, Patrick said. You committed heresy.
Obama did it. And it's disgusting. It's a disgusting lie. Let's play it.
Said that there were very fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists.
And the final nuke, Obama's post-presidency glow-up. $400,000 Wall Street speeches. Netflix production deals. Beachfront estates. All while preaching equity. If politics were business, Patrick said, Obama's the CEO who tanked the company, gave a TED talk about it, and walked away with a standing ovation and a book deal. Joe jumped back in to seal it. If image was leadership, Obama would be Mount Rushmore. But results? We got a Spotify playlist and a merch table. And the real tragedy? People still refuse to see it, not because they can't, but because admitting the illusion means admitting they got played. And for a generation raised on posters, hashtags, and hope speeches, that truth hits harder than any scandal.